Welcome. It's a pleasure to be before you today. Another interesting topic. I did a broadcast last night. To whom does Black Lives Matter? Then at the end, when I went back to listen to it, I had some video issues and some audio issues. So I had to redo it. And I did it from Facebook. I did it from YouTube, my YouTube channel, and I uploaded it to Facebook. So if you want to hear the full message, then you go to YouTube, just click on the link, and you can listen to it. But I can paraphrase a little bit what I mean by to whom Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter only to those who obey the law. I say that again. Black Lives Matter to those who obey the law. Black Lives Matter does not matter to individuals who decide to break the law, decide to do their own thing, who don't want to listen to the law, who go out, steal, kill, shoot, injure, and break into people's home, rape the women. Black Lives Matter does not matter to those black individuals, Black Lives Matter does not matter to a witness of a crime who has information that can solve the crime. Black Lives Matter does not matter to them because they refuse to come forth. Black Lives Matter does not matter to an individual who have a family member involved in illegal activities. It doesn't matter. Black Lives Matter only to those who see they can use it for their advantage, for their hidden agenda, to stir up emotion in people. So when you hear someone say Black Lives Matter, you must look at it from a perspective of it may matter to you because you're not going to go out there and shoot and kill and injure someone. You're going to obey the law. You may dislike the person. You may not go out there and seek retaliation. You're just going to obey the law. But it does not matter to an individual who has decided that they're going to seek revenge. And when I did that video last night, just like I told you, there's many more other shootings right after the death of Mr. Grant. So Black Lives Matter to those who obey the law and not to those who do not follow the law. They're all about themselves. It's sad to say, but it's the truth. Black Lives Matter does not matter. Black lives does not matter to another black individual who seek to kill, shoot, and injure someone. It only matters to those who obey the law. It matters to it matters to a community organizer. It matters to a community activist because they want to make a change in the community. But it does not matter to a drug dealer or gang member who may look at that activist or community organizer as a threat, and they take them out or shoot them or injure them or force them to quit. It does not matter. When you hear Black Lives Matter, it only matters to political groups, organizations, where they see they can use it to line their pockets with money or fame, and it only come out of the woodwork, depending on who the shooter is. Don't be so quick to get yourself wrapped up into anything when you have not done your homework and see who's going to use you, who's going to try to make you, not make it. No one can make you do anything. So my prayer go out to the family. It's my prayer that a lot of the cases are solved. It's my prayer that those who know or have information will come out and call Crime Stopper, give their name. Don't have to give their name. They can give information to solve these crimes. The police can only do so much with the evidence that they have. If Black Lives Matter to everyone who say it matters to them, who have information that can solve a crime, even if it's a family member or extended family member or committing a crime or had committed a crime, then they need to be exposed if you have the information. Black Lives Matter to one who obeyed the law. It does not matter to the suspect or even the suspect family if they're hiding them out or covering from them or protecting them from the law. Yes, people are fearful. They don't want to get involved. And I understand that. But you can dial 911. No, I'm sorry, not dial 911. You can dial a Crime Stopper in your city, in your community, and give the information. And you may rarely go to court. Just give the information. So just think about that. And I know after this particular message, there are going to be many more killings. Many more killings in the city in which you live. So thanks for those of you who watch it and those who are going to watch it. It's my prayer that you enjoy, take away something from it, and begin to apply it to your life. Now, the topic of discussion today, I had this, like I said, I began this message from number one, self-imposed mental enslavement. And I used the slave history to show you and I that we are doing or experiencing the same thing mentally. And I thought it was going to be the first message, the only message, but now I'm up to this one is number 10. Will it end soon? Only God knows. But I will continue if I'm led to stop it. But I believe this one will have maybe part 10 would be extension of part 9. You may hear things in it that apply to you. You may hear things in it applies to others. As I always state in my messages, it's not about judging one another, condemning one another, making you feel bad, making you feel judging. It's not about that. It's giving you information to help you. You may know what I'm going to say. You may have an idea on what I'm going to say, and that's fine. But take what you like from this message and apply it to your life. And my hope is that it will cause you to change your way of behavior. It will cause you, it can apply to many races of individual, white, black, brown, blue, whatever you want to consider the person to be. It can apply to any one of us. Quit. Do not allow yourself to remain in the shadow. Come out of the shadow and begin to do the right thing. So again, thank you for joining me, those of you who watch it. You hear the phrase, yo, what's up? What it be like? My bad. All the slang and verbiage that people use. And it's appropriate among friends and family members, but it's not appropriate when you're dealing with job interviews in the corporate sector. You must know how to express yourself in a proper way. I'm going to go through my notes and expand on certain things as I go along. It is a pleasure to be before you with an enlightened message about you and I. No one is exempted. However, I'm going to focus on the Black, male and female. If this message caused you to feel some emotional pain, then you had or is doing what I'm going to share. I titled the message, Oh No You Didn't. It was first another title, Oh No You Didn't, from your self-imposed slave involving communication. Marriage has been and is being destroyed because of a lack of communication and not knowing how to communicate. Before I continue, I'm going to define communication and communicate. Communication is the imparting or changing news or information. Communicate, interact, and act in such a way as to have an effect on another. I'm going to use myself as an example. I want you to take away an understanding about self. Our bad and poor and lack of knowledge how to communicate to others destroys marriage. It destroys a family, job interviews, we might not get it because how we talk, friendship, strangers, dating when we meet someone, trying to engage in a conversation. No one. We can send out a wrong message and the receiver, the listener, will think we mean something else. Some of us learn from others. Some of us learn from family members. Some people on the street learn from their homeboys, and they learn from gang members how to communicate among their peers in the gang environment. It may be acceptable, however, not when we're going for a job interview or having a conversation with a stranger or friends that don't hang out on the street or with a gang. Communication reveals our thoughts, the good and the bad. No one can make us say anything we choose to speak. When we do, without properly knowing us, we'll run into trouble. To properly communicate, we must educate ourselves. By doing so, we will know how to communicate in a marriage, in a relationship. When we meet a stranger or family member, a stranger, some individual will use the word I love. I'll get to that. Let me see. Let me find this piece of paper. I'll get to it in a minute. Love. Oh, what that word has, causing so much pleasure and pain. I love you. It caused so much pleasure and so much pain. It is a word, I love this, I love my car, I love my clothes, I love my money, I love my looks. Love has been overrated. The word love has been squeezed out like squeezing a rag. That the real meaning of love has really been diluted because we use it for just about everything. Not, oh, I like this shoe, I like this dress. People go into saying I love for everything. To properly love, one must know how to communicate, how they feel, what they want, why they said certain things, and where were you last night? Many black males and females do not know how to communicate in a relationship or any type of marriage. And let me touch on that. I can look back. I'm using myself as an example, so someone can't say I'm using them. But we all, if we think about relationships that we have been in at a younger age, how many of us have dated multiple women at one time or several times or whatever way you can consider dating them? You want to get married, and your main goal was to have a sexual relationship with them. That was your goal. Be honest. It was your goal to have sex with them. And so therefore you did not communicate properly. Expand yourself. Did you ask with sex, which I have come to learn now, which I did know, that sex out of marriage is not good because it creates pain, even though I experienced a little pleasure from it. But the true form of communication, when you meet someone, I recall examples. I met a young lady who was interested in me, and we got to talking, and they asked me a series of questions about what I won't do and what I would not do. And I share with them, just after I grew it up in my mindset, and I began to share with them that I would like to get to know them. I would like to know what type shoes, what their favorite colors are, what interests them, what are their goals, what are their plans, You know, what turns them on, what turns them off, what are their dislikes, what are their likes? Do they have a purpose or goal in life? Just casually getting to know them. And the young ladies she said, "Oh, are you interrogating me?" And I said, "Excuse me, how am I interrogating you? I'm trying to get to know you." And then as we continue on talking, I say the magic word. I say, "Well, I want to get to know you, but I would like to get to know you, but first of all, I don't seek to have sexual relationship with you." And she looked at me like, "Oh, really?" She said to me, "I'm a female, and I'm an expressive female. I like to touch and hold and show my love to my man." And I told her, "Well, if I have sex with you, then what if I get you pregnant? What if you get a disease? What if, what if, what if?" And she said, "Anthony, I respect your moral belief. And I never been in a relationship like that before." So she said, "Well, maybe I'll give it a try." And then we talked, and then she brought up the conversation. I said, "Did not I tell you?" The old me would have probably grabbed it and keep on going and have sex with her like I did in the past with other women when I was growing up. And now my mindset has changed. And so when I told her that I cannot continue our relationship, she's okay. Okay, I understand. And she departed. What did she tell? Oh, I told her I did not want to hurt her because we may break up, and I didn't want to hurt her anyway. So she said, okay, and she left. So I thought about it. And I thought about this. I said, what did she actually told me? She simply communicated to me, "Oh, no, you didn't tell me you're not going to have sex with me. Oh, no, you didn't tell me these things. I am a person that I want to engage in sex." And when I said no, she said, "Oh, figure of speech, oh, no, you didn't. I'm going to leave you. I don't have nothing to do with you." So in actuality, she wanted to be in a relationship where someone would hurt her. They may have sex with her, or give her disease, or get her pregnant and abandon her and leave her with a child with no father. Or he just break up with and walk away. He have hurt her. So I was telling her I don't want to hurt her. She said, "I want a man to hurt me." So I could say, "Oh, no, you didn't leave me for some other man." In actual real life, she did leave me for another man, whoever she may meet. So we must begin. So I had to learn a lot of things. And I always tell individuals, do your own homework. Try to go out of town, see how other people relate to each other. Do YouTube, type in, how to communicate to one another, how, we need to begin. Communication is a key to everything. If we are properly communicating how we feel and what we want, what we think, what we believe, then the person who's listening to us would not even understand where we're coming from. And there's all forms of nonverbal communication. There's verbal communication, they touch. They're looking at me and you look at me, you touch me, you give me the eye, your body language. Everything is a form of communication that can affect a marriage. And when we as Black individuals, I recall many years ago, most women, when they meet a man, say, "Have you been married before?" And you say, "Yes, and I'm divorced." And a woman will say, "Oh, what did you do wrong?" So I turn it around. So when I meet a woman and say, "Have you been married before?" And they say, "Yes." I said, "What did you do wrong?" And they will say, "Oh, the man did this, the man did this, the man did that." So lately I have been meeting females who will say, "You know what? It was me. I got married at a young age, or it was me. I was hard-headed. I was spoiled. I was the only child. I'm used to having my way. I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man only but for one thing. I don't need him for that either." So they was communicating, and by them admitting that there was at fault, it was refreshing to hear females admit that it's their fault. It's not all about other people. It's not all about other people. And I thought about, Father's Day. This is a Father's Day where fathers are out there. And we have fathers who have abandoned their children and won't even have nothing to do with them, even though they have, knowledge where they are. they want to be a part of the child life, and for some reason the women don't want them to be a part of their life. That's their choice. So all of the abandonment is a lack of communication. If a young lady realizes that a man has left a woman, abandoned a woman, and now she's entertaining him, and she has knowledge that he has kids, and she believed the lie, that he told her, and she get pregnant, and then he leaves and go another direction, then what happens? She gonna look at him and say, oh no you didn't. Oh no you didn't get me pregnant, and walk away. So how many of us, you and I, have done a lot of, oh no you didn't, or no you didn't tell me that, or no you didn't respond that way. Who are you to tell me this and that? I wish in the early years, I wish when I was growing up, I was thinking about, I would love to experience what a real family union felt like. And I had not experienced that. I have spoken to friends who have a mother and father that's still together today. They do family outings, family gathering. They help and talk and support one another. This person was telling me how they talk to each other. They relate how they feel. They iron up their problem. They sit to like a table, figure speech. They help one another verbally on how they communicate, and they try to do the best they can and live a life in which they was brought up. But in today's society, we should see that it's not noticeable anymore. People are talking, expressing themselves in any manner, any form, because it benefits them what they see. And when they meet a person, they shy away from, because they don't reveal their lack of knowledge or their lack of understanding how they should communicate to that person. So they just go in another direction. So we as people must realize that we must listen to the truth. And a lot of us must admit that we don't like to hear the truth, because when we listen to the truth, it will cause us to say, you know what, I have been doing that, and I need to wake up. So I said I'm going to do a little bit of role playing on how we can properly communicate, how we communicate verbally, how we communicate non-verbally. It will help us in job interview. It will help us how we communicate one another verbally. So it's about, no, you didn't say that to me. Or no, you didn't say you're not going to do this. Or no, you didn't. You might not say the word, or no, you didn't, but you may have thought of it. We as individuals, as Black individuals, I always felt that if Black individuals who are in power and authority that can help other people and had helped other people in the early years, a lot of our problems we would not be experiencing a lot of problems. So we must learn how to communicate effectively in our marriage. I'm not married, or in your marriage, or in your relationship. And if you hear anything that I say, just simply say, I learned something new. I need to make a correction. I need to do this. I need to do that. I see where I have caused problems. You can't say it's the wife or the husband, because both parties contribute to the relationship. Both parties are responsible for something. To say it's always the man's fault, oh no, you didn't say that. Or to say it's the wife's fault, oh no, you didn't say it's my fault. Picture yourself having an argument with your spouse if you are married, and you're going back and forth to try to prove your point. There's no such thing as both of y'all agree to disagree, because if both say I agree to disagree, then when you walk off into the sunset, both parties are walking off thinking that they were right. And if you cannot have a civilized conversation and you're not getting any way with it, just simply say, time out, we can talk about this later. In any relationship, everybody has an opinion. It's not about right or wrong, it's an opinion. Listen to their opinion, because their opinion may be right. Men and women need to listen to each other. I can say a lot of relationships I have been in, if I had to listen, I wouldn't have been combing the cornfield and having multiple relationships throughout the course of my life. I would have been settled down probably with one person for 40 and 50 years, like the old timers. People are married now. Some people are married for 40 and 50 years when prenuptial agreement and half wasn't even in the vocabulary. But now individuals get married, don't like how the marriage is going, and they simply say, I'll divorce you, I'm going to separate for you. And when they separate and get a divorce, they go back to another person, and the relationship is a continuous cycle over and over and over. So when you think about, oh, no, you didn't, Anthony is telling you stuff, you may say, oh, no, you didn't tell me that. Who are you to tell me anything? You're not married. Yes, I'm not. Who are you to tell me what about this and that? I feel it's time that we as a race of people, those of who in a position of authority, that can be a blessing to others, need to wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to say what needs to be said. If they don't like it, they don't like it. I can't make them accept it, but it needs to be heard. Think about the things that you have experienced. If only you had to listen, you have not experienced the consequences of whatever you experience. So think about that. Think about, I'm going to use a wife in a relationship. I always imagine being married. Think about it. Being married to a godly woman. There's two types, a godly woman and one that's not godly. He who found a wife found a good thing. The wife gets up, cook breakfast for her husband, have his lunch prepared. He eats it, take the lunch, or maybe he can communicate to her and say, you don't have to cook me any lunch. Maybe you don't have to cook me any breakfast because I don't have to work today. Or then when she comes home, he finds a meal. And a matter of fact, today I met someone who was telling me that they was working, I appear to be a night shift, and they say, well, when my relief comes, I'm going to my office and do my work, and I'm going to go home, and I'm going to cook my man his breakfast, and I'm going to go to bed. I said, wow, that's nice to hear. It's very rare you hear that from a black sister. Not saying that black females don't do that, so don't get me wrong. I'm saying we should have, it should be done normal, you know. And she said, if he treat me nice, I got a good man, I'm going to keep him, I'm going to do the right things. And I learned from talk. I have notes on my shelf because I was going to do a seminar. Maybe the Lord will open the door for me to do. I'm going to do a seminar where can you find a good black man or black woman? Where can you find a good black man and a good black woman? Or where can you find a good godly man or good godly woman? One may say here and there. No, where can you find a good godly man and a good godly woman is within yourself. When each one of us begin to look at ourselves and see what we are doing wrong and make the correction, then we will make ourselves a godly woman or godly man following the principle as we understand them, and then we will eventually meet someone of similar qualities, and therefore our relationship may develop if we follow the right process of a relationship. When we involve ourselves, I'm using me, when we involve ourselves in relationships, we attach ourselves to what we call, which I'm putting a book together titled Sexual Engagement Create Ungodly Soul Ties. When we have sex with one woman or one man, that soul, we form a union with that person, even though we break up with that individual and we go have another relationship with another man or woman, and we have another sexual relationship with them, we have two ungodly soul ties with that person. And then to keep multiplying, we can't really function in the next marriage or relationship because the last person who we had a relationship with, you know, soul tie, break up the relationship. So it's not everything that we experience physically has a spiritual root behind it. We can say, well, anything, I don't believe you, or whatever, I'm an atheist, or that's for so-and-so. It's not about race or sex. There are spiritual laws out there that say when we do what we want to do, we're going to reap the consequences from our behavior. So when I heard I said, wow, it's nice to hear. It's nice to hear a black female admitting that another female told me that some black females do not know how to treat a black man. They don't. Think about it. It's the truth. And they share. They're not encouraging. They don't support. They don't uplift. They don't, say, baby, I got your back, or how can I help you? They're not in it they're not in it to support their man. They're just, we got married, you do your thing, I do my thing, we come together for sex, and that's it. So they're not supportive. Some black females, it go to men too, some black females, it's not a blame game. Some black females and men must admit that they do not know how to treat their spouses, especially if they're raised in a single family home. They only know about what they see on TV or what they heard from their friend. And you know this because I had met a female who told me, excuse me, I'm not going to get up in the morning and cook his breakfast. I'm not going to iron his clothes. I'm not, he worked just like me. Who, excuse me? You must be kidding. He got 2 hands and feet. I'm not his mama. I'm not his father. He better do what he need to do. Fall into what? Oh, no, you didn't. Cook me some breakfast. Excuse me? Me cook you breakfast? You'll starve or I'll cook you anything. And some women who have been independent for a long time, it'll be hard for them to adjust to a relationship because they've been doing things on their own. I don't need you. I go to my father. I don't need you. I put all this stuff in mine. What do you have? What you live with your brother, you live with your family member. All this is mine. Belittling the man. And so what the man do, or what the woman do, she just simply go out there and find someone else that she can control. Or he finds someone that doesn't really care what he does. And maybe someone say, oh, the black men always run to the white female or another race of people. Did you always ask why? Why do some black men go to white females? You may not like to hear it, but some white females know how to treat their man. They've been raised that way from birth. Not saying black female has not. So don't come to me and say, don't dislike what I'm saying. If I'm going to tell you the truth, I try to give you both sides so you can consider, that is true. And then you see yourself. When we give one-sided messages and we speak out of one side of our mouth and we're afraid that we may run off. And I thought that the party of the church, when the minister do not teach and preach all of God's word as it pertains to relationship and how you should behave and how you should communicate and what you should not do and what you must not do in any relationship, the average Christian that goes to church is doing what? Oh, no, you didn't. Picture this. You know someone that go to church who is separated from his wife, or they have been going through the process of divorce, and he brings his girlfriend into the church. And you say, oh, no, he didn't. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no, you didn't. She's pregnant. Oh, no, you didn't. Wow. He got a lot of nerves. So think about that. The oh, no, you didn't can apply to all of us. We may never realize it in such a magnitude. We may not say the words, but our actions speak a lot. So some females have met black females, have said that other black females be mad. So you crazy. You mean you doing this for whom? Man, I don't want to do nothing like that. You need to, you trying to act white or something. It's not about acting white. It's about properly knowing how to communicate to your spouse. You come home to black male. If the husband is not working for whatever reason, through disability or whatever, he should take care of certain things in the household if he's physically able to do so. Now, if the husband is the breadwinner and the wife is not working and he leaves the house a certain way and he come back and he see clothes are not washed, meal is not cooked, dishes are still in the sink, bed is not made, and she's on the phone talking to her girlfriend or texting or on the computer, and he said, baby, why did the house look like this? She gonna look at me. This is a nonverbal facial expression. Excuse me? Are you talking to me? I've been up and I had to do this and I had to do that. You better get out of my face, man, or boy, or something to that effect. And he look at it like, and their argument ensued, and they start fussing, and they start fussing. and they might start hitting one another. And then she called 911 and say, my husband or boyfriend is beating and hitting on me, but never tell the whole story, that how the accident, how did the fight occur. Dishes in the sink, clothes is not, bed is not made up. He's the only breadwinner in the house. So he has to come home, push himself through all of that stuff, cook his own meal, mad and frustrated. And when he tried to talk to his wife, it can go both ways. And he tried to talk to his wife, what happens? You get in an argument. I'm the breadwinner. I went to college. I got a college degree. I'm ex-military. What do you do for your life? You have odd jobs. You're not even bringing enough to support the family. Women can say that. So they belittle them. The man is doing all he can, and she is belittling him about what he's not doing and compare him to other men. Oh, my sister husband does this. My mom husband does that. Who are you? What's wrong with you? You can't read? Well, yeah, I know you dropped out of school. You need to go back to school. Belittling the man over and over and over. And that is wrong. That is improper, especially if you're married. The marriage is not going to be long. Oh, you got so-and-so. Oh, I see why so-and-so left you, for so-and-so reason. Oh, I see why, you got so-and-so pregnant. I'm glad I'm getting pregnant from you because you probably did me the same way. So it go on and on and on. And it's like, oh, no, you didn't talk to me that way. So he slaps her, or she slaps him, or they start fighting. And then when they get into another, I had another thought where it says, when last have you supported me? Husband may say, there are certain roles. I'm hearing this, I'm going to say it like this. There's no such thing as a woman cannot talk in a marriage. I'm not coming from that. I'm not saying a woman must shut up and don't say nothing. There's a proper place in marriage. A man cannot have a baby. Only a woman can. A woman can say, I can do everything a man does. No, she can't. A man can't say, I can do everything a woman does. And so, yes, some people will get pregnant. Men will get themselves impregnated. I see a picture of this man, is pregnant. So I thought about this series that from my own personal experience, because when you speak from your own personal experience that you had to learn the hard way, then it will help other men and other females to admit, because a lot of people don't like to admit their dark secrets and say, you know what, I have been in many relationships where I did not communicate effectively, and guess what? The relationship ended. So this message can cross over any culture. I'm only presenting it from a black and male-female perspective, but it can flow down to any race who desire, that will listen to it in the future. Just change the color if you want to use it that way. But I try not, and I do not come from a position. If I'm teaching something on black and white, then it will be a subject matter, but I'm not pointing the finger and say we are superior and they are less superior. I'm not coming from that because it doesn't make any sense to me. I want to know what I need to know. When you get married, and then in relationships, poor communication, what I had is mine, and what you have is yours. We have separate bank account. I spend my money, you spend your money. There's no togetherness in the relationship. Yeah, if the man is a drunk or alcoholic, or the woman is an alcoholic or drug user, yeah, you want to manage the money and keep it away out there, keep it away from them. But if your wife are spending too much money that you bringing in, not enough bringing in, she needs to be put on a chain in a way of saying, baby, we just can't, I can't allow this to happen. Excuse me? You don't allow me to spend my money? No, baby. We are married now. We come together as one. We need to budget. We need to do these things. And if we can afford it, we can. I should not have to come home and spend all my money and pay all the bills and have little or nothing left. And you are telling me, sweetheart, that you're not going to you're not going to pay anything because it's my responsibility as a man to do that. But yet you're straining the relationship. You're straining the relationship because Your man may want you to be a part of it. So getting back to a man and a woman, a man can only do certain things as a woman. A woman can speak. Some women do give good advice. I recall when I was dating, talking to this young lady, she said, Anthony, I don't know what kind of relationship you've been in the past, but treat me based on the foundation that you and I build, not treat me based on what someone has done to you. How many of us in our past lifetime in relationships have gone out and date and try to date and meet people, and we measure them based on our last partner, our last relationship, and it doesn't last because we are trying to conform that new spouse or that new individual into the person we had left, and that is wrong also. Another, oh no, you didn't try to date me because you want to use me to get back at your ex-wife or your ex-husband. Don't use me to justify revenge. Don't use me to ride in the car and wave at me when you with your girl or your new husband. Don't use me to say, don't use me to belittle me and say I left this guy down, I left this man, I left this woman because they're no good. They don't know how to talk, they don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to treat me, yada, yada, yada kind of stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hello, sweetheart. Another example. Husband and wife come home. When last, those of you who are married, when last have you walked through the door and your other spouse is in the house and you say, hey, babes, how you doing? How was your day? Excuse me? They're going to look at you like, okay, something I should know. If you had never done that or done it when you met earlier, and the spouse should say, oh, my day is fine, and how was yours? Is anything I can help you with? Anything you need me to do? You know, are you tired? Are you rested? Do you want me to cook dinner? Oh, no, babe, I want to surprise you. I stopped by the store and brought out lunch or dinner. We can eat out. Oh, wow. Not. Hey, babe, not. Here's the other example. Husband or wife walked through the door and said, where's the food? What do you mean, where's the food? I've been working just like you. You want some food, you better eat that leftover. You want some food, you better call a pizza takeout. You want to make me do what? You and I work 9 to 5, and you're going to come tell me that I need to cook the meal? Excuse me? You got hands and feet? You're not my mom and my dad to tell me what I need to do? So a relationship is right then is not on good, solid marital foundation because you got both spouses are arguing and fussing. And I recall when I used to go to people's houses when I was in the telecommunications, I used to see black elderly women and white elderly women would be washing their clothes. They take the clothes out of the dryer and they fold the clothes. They iron the clothes, iron the shirts, and they was putting them up in the dresser. And I said, wow, it's really to see that. I never really experienced that myself and whatever. So imagine, think about it. Do you experience that kind of stuff in your relationship? Think about it. Maybe this message is causing you to start thinking about, I have done that. I have experienced that. I'm doing this right now. Oh, I need to quit doing that. Because when we divorce our spouses, if you are not out there engaging in adultery, even if you are involved in adultery with another partner, why are you doing it? It's doing it because of lack of communication. It's better to keep her. It's cheaper to keep him or her than divorce her because I'll have to pay child support. I have been told that women say it's cheaper to keep him because I can't go anywhere. Where am I going to go? So if she tolerate the sexual abuse, she tolerate him cheating on her or vice versa. And there's women in the sound of my voice know that their man are cheating on them with another woman, and they just tolerate it because they have nowhere to go. That marriage is not going to last long, or someone will get hurt or get shot or get killed because they may just snap. Enough is enough. We must attend. Some men do not attend marital counseling. Why? because they don't want their business out in the street kind of thing. They don't want to express or share that they are the one that's causing the problems. Women don't want to say that they are the one that caused the problem. And some women will go to counseling to try to save their marriage, and the man don't want to go. Or you go first, and if I see a difference, then then I may change. No, that's conditions by saying, when I see you change, then I will change. That is very wrong to say that I must change because you, in order for me to change, then you must change first. No, you didn't tell me that. You did not tell me. You did not tell me. Oh, no, you did not tell me that I must go to marital counseling first, and then you're going to grade me, depend on how fast or I'm consistent according to your rules. Marriage should be about love. It should not be about love, not emotional love where it goes up and down. True love that does not count the wrong. True love does not hold over your head what you've done in the past. True love will forgive you for everything you have done. True love will forgive you that you're working on your behavior and your action and how you communicate. You don't. True love is not about emotion. Emotion where it go up and down, up and down. True love will look at you and say, baby, I'm going to accept you for everything that you're doing. Hold on, Miss Connie. True love will say, I will accept you for everything that you're doing. I'm going to take you to what part, when you get married, that part that say you should love and honor to death you, part of take you for all. I'm paraphrasing it. You know what it means, what has been said. Some married spouses totally forget their marital vow to love and to hold. To death do your part. Some marital spouse would say, oh, my wife is disabled. She cannot move. She's physically impaired. So I need me a girlfriend because I got to have sex. Where does it say that in the Word of God? And where does it say? It said you should accept her for what? A relationship should not be geared by sex. Oh, she can't put out anymore. Oh, she don't want to do the things that I want her to do. And then you go out there and involve yourself with a man or woman because they want to do illicit sexual acts that your wife or husband don't want to do. So guess what? Your marriage is not going to last very long. As I'm sitting here saying these things, I'm saying to myself, a lot of this stuff I knew when I was growing up. It didn't matter because I was only satisfying my fleshly desires, and thank God that He watched over me and that allowed me to sit up in the day. Because I said, I wish I had heard more of what I'm speaking today. That we, as a race of people, there are not many black marital foundations. There are older ones, but the young black females and males today don't get married. I read an article one time when this black female said she's an activist or something, or a liberal, whatever. She said black women need to accept that their husband is sleeping around with other women. Black women need to accept that their husband are a down low brother. And I gave in a message I said 2 or 3 messages ago that there are black males don't consider them having an affair if they are a down low brother engaging in sex with another man. Oh no, you didn't tell me that, brother. No, you didn't tell me that it's okay for you to have a sexual relationship with another woman because your wife is not interested in sex with you anymore. Begin to look at yourself and say, why does she not want to have sex with you anymore? Begin to say, that you need marital counseling. Begin to fight your own pride. Oh no, you want to say, I'm a man. What is the man? A man. Read, that's in another topic I gave. I think it's number 8. Yes, it's number 8. What is a man? So individuals out there is doing their own thing when it comes to marriage, and they're causing their marriage to suffer. We as a black race of people need to begin to say, you know what? How am I behaving? How am I behaving in my non-verbal communication with others of many races and strangers? How am I behaving when it comes to, am I doing the proper manner? It's not a 65 thing or a girly kind of thing. It's doing, if you have never done what I'm saying, or did enough of it or have not even begun it, it's not making you weak. Women and men are in position according to proper godly authority. It's not where a man says women can't talk, or women can't teach, or women can't preach. It's not about all that. It's knowing your proper role in a marital relationship. What is expected of a man? What is expected of a female in a relationship? How you communicate to strangers and friends and your bosses and your children, which there'll be another topic I'll get into the next time. How do you relate to people when you meet them? How do you relate? How do you relate? I remember going to a store and I'll open up the door and let the woman, and she said, wow, we still have gentlemen here. And I even did it to multiple races of people, and they look at me like, okay, that's new. Or we've been told that if you go out to men, if you go out to dinner with your wife or soon to be wife, and she gets up, you go to the restroom, you should stand up as an appropriate, polite thing to do. And she goes to the restroom, she comes back, you stand up and you sit down. That is the proper thing to do. I'm not doing that. She just get up and go to the bathroom. I don't care about that. I'm not opening no door. Men's, when you walk on the street with men, women, where are you supposed to be? On the left side. It's a form of protection. If something happens, you can shield and protect her, not let her stand on the side. Men, if it's raining, should you take off your jacket and give it to her, or use the umbrella to shield her? Oh, guess what? You know, I used to do this. You will pick up a woman on a date. Do you sit in the car and hit the automatic button and let her get in? Or do you get out and open the door, or go to the door and knock, and or do you blow the horn, and, you know, or do you text her? Or do you call her and then she runs out and get in the car and you drive off? It may be comfortable. It may be nice. It may make things easy. But is that the proper way of doing things? It may have worked in the past. You may enjoy it right now, but it's not normal. It's not the normal way to communicate relationship, because God forbid if she meets someone that, oh, wow, he opened the door for me. Wow, he took off his coat because it's raining. Wow, he's walking on the side. Wow, he's doing things that I see on TV in the soap operas. Back in the, look at a lot of soap operas that back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, you actually see what I'm describing. Wow, he don't want to have sex with me because he wants to get to know me. He wants to know, ask your husband, what is my favorite color? Oh, what's my favorite shoes? What my favorite jewels? How do I like my hair? What do I dislike and like? What turns me off? What turns me on? What is my goal in life? What is my purpose in life? You know, how did your father and your mother treat you? What have you experienced that you want to share with me? Baby, how can I help you in the area where I'm strong and you're weak? Baby, can you help me? I did not finish school. Can you help me write this letter? Can you help me? A continual relationship working back and forth will make not dependent and say, well, I'm not happy unless he does this. You should not put all your happiness into one man or one woman. You must allow yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to go out with the girls. I'm going to go out with the fellas. I'm going to come back home to my baby. You must have a separate friendship with other people that will strengthen your relationship, or strengthen your communication. But now we know, baby, I'm going up to fellas. I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to my girlfriend's house. I'm going to my boyfriend's house. We come together and you smell like you've been with someone else. I remember when I went to an incident where the woman was about to have a baby, and she felt that her boyfriend was cheating on her. Black couple, not married. And she was arguing with him, and he's arguing with her about she has no proof. What she was saying was wrong. So I separated the two, and I asked him. He said, well, you know how we are, brothers. I said, excuse me, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, I got me some girl on the side, but she don't know. I said, listen to yourself. You arguing right now about what she said. She had a feeling, an instinct that you cheating on her. And think about it. If a man has a wife at home that does not engage in oral sex or illicit sexual position or whatever, and he has a sexual relationship with that woman or vice versa, you're going to have a soul tie connection. Then when you go to your spouse and have a sexual relationship, he or she going to sense that ungodly soul tie that you have just left. So you can wash and take a shower all day long, but when you come home, you can't shed that spiritual smell that, spiritual smell that women and men, when men, I'm sorry, excuse me, you cannot shed that spiritual smell that you are putting out. Why? Because it's something spiritual. And I learned this today. This young lady had a service dog because she was, it helps her calm her stress down, and she can rub it and it calms her down. And she said something to me interesting. She said, when my dog is next to me and he senses something going to happen to me, my medical condition going to rise up. Before I even know it, he'll say a certain thing, and she trained her dog herself to go get her medicine. And I began to start thinking about what she said, and I said, wow, she can train her dog her dog was able to sense something wrong with her, and then she said, go get my medicine. So put that in perspective. Men and women can sense that their wife or husband has been with somebody else, even though they take showers and do whatever, because they're going to kiss different. They're going to hold them different. They're going to do certain things, and they're going to be like, no, you didn't sleep with so-and-so. No, you didn't do this. No, you didn't try to deceive me. And what happens? So as he said that to me, when I repeat his word back, it's like I slapped him. You can say, I never thought of that. I had to repeat his words back to him for him to, I say, you want to beat her up? She's about to have a baby any day now, because she know that you've been with some woman, and you want to fight her and say that she is lying, and you know it's actually being done, you doing it. That doesn't make sense. And I handed a call, and I rode off in the sunset. So men, black men, there will be another part of this, because I haven't even got to other deeper stuff, because I did met someone that I've been knowing for many, many years. One of these women who shared with me, she gave it to me many years. I got to find it, where she actually expressed her own weakness, what she had done, what she did in her relationship. I told her that you need to start your own support group and let other black women know that it's good to express your faults in a relationship and what you're doing wrong, because we don't know. We have not been taught, especially if we have been brought from a single family environment. We learn from our grandmother, we learn from people in the street, we may learn from TV shows, but is it right? It may have allowed us to go through what we're going through right now, but guess what? It's going to come to a point where it's not going to hold up our relationship. So the title is, oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't tell me that I need to begin to communicate effectively and properly in my marriage and in my relationship, or even when I'm going to a job interview, or even how I communicate with my children. Who used to tell me what to do? My father, my mother don't tell me what to do. I'm my own man. I'm my own woman. I make the money. I earn the money. You finished school. I didn't finish school. I got a doctorate degree. I'm a 7-figure income. You still working minimum wage. Who are you to tell me what to do? Who are you to tell me how I should behave in a marriage? Who you should tell me when two individuals are in a marriage where they are fighting each other verbally without hitting, they need to begin to seek marital counseling. And 9 times out of 10, the woman will go and the man will not. And what happens? They either fall down to drinking alcohol because it relaxes them. It may relax you, but you're not solving the problem. You may relax you. You have to say, you know what? I have looked into the mirror of self, and I saw that I'm doing or partly doing what I heard tonight. And I need to change, because I have been told that if I don't change and work toward what I need to work toward, my marriage and how I communicate on my job, in my workplace, with strangers, with friends, may be death to me physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We must begin to say, look beyond color and tell the truth need to be said. If they ask you the question, you give them the answer. Don't offer anybody any advice if they had not asked you. That's another form of communication. Baby, can I talk to you? Just please listen. The wife want the husband to listen. Just listen to me. And he listened. I do that now, not because I'm married. When my friends call me and say, do you want me to give a comment? They say, no, I just want you to listen. Or they may say, what is your opinion? Do they have to obey my opinion? No, I just give them my opinion. They may be doing their homework and put everything together and make the right choice. So we must begin to keep our mouth shut at an appropriate time and don't. Oh boy, whew. Are you through now? Are we on the phone texting while the person is talking? Or could you finish now? My show is about to come on. We talk after my show come on. And then he falls asleep and he get mad or she get mad and then nothing resolved. Or the big one, oh, let's have sex together tonight and we solve everything. And then she gets up and say, why are you bringing this up? You and I had a nice night. We had a good sexual relationship and you still bringing this up? And this situation has not been solved. So through countless of trying to resolve the issue, what happens? The husband and wife say, you know what? It's cheaper to keep this woman or this man is crazy. I'm just going to find me someone and have me a side chick. Hopefully I don't get caught because I don't have to put up with all this kind of mess. They smile in your face and then walk off in the sunset to be in the arms of another. They take the use of illegal drugs. They drink alcohol. They find something to ease the pain. It's like the hidden tears. They're not crying physically, but they're crying emotionally through their words and their behavior. That's what I mean by hidden tears. So I'm saying stuff that I didn't even get to the bulk of the message, but I'm going to say close with it. Let the truth be told and heard. We as a race of people need to admit that we lack good marital communication skills. We don't express how we feel, what we need. We don't express our agreement, our disagreement. Some repress those thoughts and refuse to forgive. They keep a scorecard on behaviors and afraid to admit their lack of understanding and their lack of knowledge. And I pray, it's my hope that what I share with you tonight, that you will say, wow, I saw myself in this message. It's not a condemning message. It's an understanding message. I can love my husband and my wife more than I'm loving them right now. Do I really need that woman? Do I really need that man as a side chick or side male? Oh, I see myself where I have done this wrong. I'm the one that did this. I'm the one that caused her or him to say this and that. I'm the one not doing my marital duties. I'm not listening. I'm too quick to flip the script back on him. I'm belittling. I'm degrading. I'm not supporting. I'm not encouraging. I'm not being there for him. I see where I'm spending too much time on the phone or the computer and texting. When my man come home, when my wife come home, we don't spend quality time. We on the computer, we texting, we looking at TV. We pass each other in the hallway. We eat our food. We take our shower. And we go to sleep. And then the wife or the husband saying, well, I'm married. I got kids, which I get into the next time. I'm married. I got kids. I'm still unhappy. I'm still unhappy. Why? Because their marriage is out of order, which I did wrote something titled Out of Order. I think it's in my book. He still speaks now. Listen, out of order in the court, something to that effect. I'll find it and then do a reminder. Out of order. You see, write my notes. Excuse me for a minute. So it's my prayer that what I share with you will cause you to look at self and say, you know what? I had done that. I'm still doing it. I need to stop. And I need to change my life. I need to change my mindset. It's not about judging. You must, if I tell you to drink from a glass, you should judge me and say, wait a minute, why he want me to drink from a glass? There might be poison in it. So it's the mind that if you come in from the mind of God, you can judge and say that's right and that's wrong. But if you're coming from what I think, feel, want, and believe, then that's the wrong kind of judging that person. So anything that I have shared is not about judging, it's to educate, to inform. You may know everything I just said, and it may not be for you. I may say one paragraph that you say, wow, it put everything together. We as races of people, black and white and brown and Mexican or whatever, can apply this to our life and say, you know what? I'm going to forgive myself. When last have you forgave yourself for the things you have done to self? Because if you want someone else to forgive you, they may not want to forgive you. You may have tried to forgive them in a marriage or out of a marriage. When last have you forgave yourself for your last divorce? Because what you have done that caused the divorce through sexual, illicit sex or alcohol or drugs or fornication before or adultery or whatever you can think of. When last you can't control the other person. So when last you look in the mirror and forgive yourself or ask God to forgive you for the thing you did against him and forgive yourself for what you're doing now and not condemn yourself. When last you forgave yourself for the things that you're doing and had done that causing you problems right now. And most people say, forgive myself. I never thought of that. But they always want others to forgive them. And it's not about forgiving. You call someone and say, forgive me, baby, for what I have done to you. Forgive me for my behavior last night. And that's what you say to your husband or your wife. But don't expect them to say, oh, baby, thank you for apologizing. That really means a lot to me. They may say that. But if they don't say that, oh, why are you telling me to forgive you? Oh, now I'm supposed to forgive you too? No, it should not be about that. And we have done it. I have done it. We all have done it. If you think about it, someone asks you to forgive them and you turn around and say, oh, I got to forgive you too? I didn't do nothing wrong. You the one who did that. Why you want me to forgive you? Why are you bringing that up now? All kind of things. So it falls into the boat anchor is saying, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Talk or communicate to me in that manner. I'm simply coming to you saying, baby, I want to save our marriage. I want to save our relationship. I want us to go to counseling. Write a list of do's and don'ts. Write your weakness and write your strength. Write down your faults and then see how you can resolve your faults. Not write down his faults. Write down your faults about what you are doing and how you communicate. I think and I close with this. It's a movie came out. I think it's Prayer Warriors, with a black woman, black couple was going through all kind of relationship. Let me see. I think let me find it. I can't remember. It's a movie about a black couple who's experiencing problems in relationships, and they're not communicate effectively. I'll find it and share again when I come back. Look up movie Prayer Warriors or something like that. Look up movie. If anyone know it, they can type it in and I'll see it. And the thought was, I just thought about it. What I'm sharing right now, I did not thought about it till now. It actually goes on in that particular movie. How did couple communicate with their child and how did couple communicate with each other? And then the husband went back and apologized to his daughter, or the wife apologized to her daughter. And they show how the marriage was totally out of wrong. And even the husband was tempted to have a adultery affair with the woman. And then he was, doing things in his marriage to money and whatever. And then he finally come to his senses. His wife began to pray for him. Do not pray your will on the person. You just pray to God that God will turn the person around. And whatever way he does it, let him decide what to do. You don't pray your will. You don't say, well, I think I need to put oil in his shoes or oil on his pillow because that'll make him quit smoking or quit doing what he's doing. No, that is a form of witchcraft because you praying your will on that particular person. That person did not ask you to pray for them to go to church if you marry. That person not ask you to pray for them to quit them drinking, smoking, and doing whatever. So witchcraft can be your prayer by simply trying to pray your will over your children. That is an improper way to pray. You must pray the right and correct way and let God judge or God answer the prayer in the manner that he wants to answer, because when we pray that way, we cause more problems on ourselves. So I recommend you get the movie. I think it's called Prayer Warriors, or I can't remember exactly what it is. So let me see something. I'll find it. I want to. Hold on a minute. Oh, War Room. Thank you. It's called War Room. WARROOM. Pray. I'm sorry. War Room. That's the title of the movie. It's a good movie. If you listen to it and watch it and listen to what I just shared, it should strengthen you in your areas where you are weak and you're about to be fall into the mode of not effectively knowing how to communicate. So it's my prayer that those who listen was blessed by what I have shared with them. I know it's going to be another segment of this message because I have not gotten to the bulk of the notes. I may add more stuff. We're going to address how we communicate to our children, how our children communicate to us, and how we as parents should not live through our parents. I'm sorry, we should not live through our children because we made a mistake. We should let them be on their own. And sometimes relationships and families and friends and even when it comes to our children can be the part where we are responsible for how our children communicate and how they don't listen to us because we don't know how to communicate with our loved ones. So it goes down the chain. So if you like what you heard, share it with your friends and let them hear what you heard. And I thought about these 9 messages, and when I do finish, God, when I'm going to put all these messages that I gave from number 1, I kept my notes into a book because some people like to listen, some people like to read, but I read and I feel it'd be a good book since I got 9 topics that center around self-imposed mental enslavement, plantation thinking. And I said I'm going to put a book together pertaining to that because I feel people can be blessed just by reading it and seeing how, and they can relate to themselves. And they can do whatever they want with it. I have no power to make you do anything. I just say if you enjoy what you heard, give it to you, get the link to your friend, share it with your friends, allow them to hear it because they may be going through a situation where they're thinking about going through divorce. They may be going through a situation where they need to hear what you just heard. And don't think for them. Allow them to make their own choice. You give them the link. If they like it, they'll apply it to their life. And that may not. You're not your way to beat them over the head to say, if they give it to them and they listen, let them be blessed. So if you like what you heard, just hit the like. Go to my YouTube channel and hit like, comment, and hit the subscribe button. Those of you who have done it, I appreciate it. Thank you. God willing, I'll be back next Sunday with the continuation. Oh, no, you didn't.